Thank you. So, yeah, you're right, I'm from hardware. So I come from the physical world. And I kind of had some reservations ongoing here, in the sense that does growth hacking apply to a physical product? And so I did some thinking and said, okay, what did we do? What does it have to do with growth hacking? And I think one way to look at it is by starting. Do I point this in any direction? Oh, there you go, sorry. What is growth hacking? The definition of growth hacking. That's what you see on the screen there. So it's an online marketing technique which uses creativity, analytical thinking, and social metrics to sell products and to gain exposure. And growth hackers normally focus on low cost and innovative alternatives to traditional marketing. If I read through this, the short version of that is be disruptive in what you do. And there's a lot of ways you can be disruptive also in the physical world. So I want to take you through what we did to be disruptive in a physical world with a physical product, of course with a vast online presence also, but you have to combine the two once you've got the physical product. So let's start off. The best thing if you want to be disruptive and if you want to do growth hacking is you can apply that to your core values of the company. And we started the company back in 2010. That's when speakers were like this tall, black, cabled, and an amplifier. And what came out in our thought process was that we needed something that was wireless, that was targeted towards an urban customer with a Scandinavian design. It had to be friendly, easy to operate from your smartphone. It had to be a long-lasting product. We didn't want it to be like a throwaway product. So we had to apply some bold tactics. So the 5 core brand values you see there is actually the foundation of everything else. Given that, we had to find a space in the market. We didn't want to go, this is like the blue ocean, red ocean theory. We didn't want to go into a red ocean. Red ocean was where all the traditional hi-fi guys were at the time, or the gadgets or tech guys were. So we thought, okay, if we want to do something else, who do we speak to and how do we wrap the sound? So we thought, okay, with the Scandinavian design heritage, there must be a market for a product that looks good, which is more of a design accessory and a lifestyle product, and also that is kind of like a trend-setting product. So with all of the DNA that we had, we decided that it should fit into this picture and not over here where the competition was sitting at the time. The good thing about that, if you plot this into another one here, is if you talk about the male, the female, and the unisex audience or target audience for this, there's no doubt that this is a male proposition. Traditional hi-fi or gadget talks to men, and almost only men. You don't ever see a woman, I'm sorry for the few here, going into a hi-fi store. It's not appealing to go in there. But you will see them going into lifestyle stores, design stores, and places like that. So if we're in this space, what do we need to do to talk to this target audience? Okay, so which kind of disruptive measures did we apply? We applied a communications platform that was vastly different from the competition. We applied a sales platform and a product platform. First of all, we want to talk to the female only. So we put this on the front page of our homepage. We put it in the product brochure. It's 2010, still on paper. So this is the product brochure. It only said your hi-fi just died. This is basically a smack in the face of all men. It became so bad at the time we wanted to go later on in Hi-Fi Club. You probably know that from Denmark. They flat out refused to put this in the store. They said, you're going to annoy all the men, and that we like your product, but you cannot put this in. So this was a way of establishing a communication vehicle that talked to someone else than a male audience. So we said, your hi-fi just died, but don't worry, we got the killer. The killer being a new kind of product which had a different look, different feel, different proposition. So we said, you got a problem, but we got a solution as well. We also did some ads which would talk to the easiness of stuff. So this was kind of like, this is a real ad. So you don't see any naming, you don't see a Libratone anywhere. So So we just tried to make the user, when he saw this logo type and this kind of messaging, he would think of us. Of course, in some of the ads you will see Libratone, but this was like, okay, it's easy, very easy. No, 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 very bingo. So very short, clear messaging, always to the point. Next one is we always wanted to connect. This was a wireless product. It would free you from all the limitations of previous products. We've always talked with these two words in conjunction, Liberty and Libratone. Different spelling, same meaning. So this is also a real ad that we posted. This is for the latest product. So do any of you guys see any text specs in this? We didn't. We never put text specs in any of our adverts. And again, we're not talking to the mail. If you want to see text specs, go to the website, look them up there, but it's not what we're going to put out front. So that's the communication platform we try to establish. Next one is the sales platform. When we released the first products, we had some production problems. You always have that in the physical world. So we couldn't get the product ready for market in enough volume. So we thought, okay, that's going to be a problem. We cannot be in that many stores, and it's going to be a problem by Q4 when we had the Christmas season. But we decided to make it actually an advantage instead, in the sense that we said, okay, if we've got limited supply, let's make limited supply an advantage. So we decided to take very few sales channels, effectively only the Apple stores. But then we placed the product in high-end design stores. If you're in London anytime, go to Conran. It's like Elam's Bolighus times 10, I guess. If you go to Paris, you can go to Colette, which is a Paris-style shop of the same kind. And of course, in Denmark, we put them in Elam's Bolighus and places like that. The idea being that you would see the product there. We would maybe place five of these speakers, and that's it. Then they would run out of stock, but you would have a massive amount of people flocking there to get it. And where they were actually for sale was in the Apple Store instead, which was where we wanted them to go, because that was, again, it fits the female audience, it fits a affluent audience, it fits a design-oriented audience. So we wanted them to go there anyway, also to satisfy Apple, because they were the prime first customer. So again, a disadvantage turned into an advantage at the time. That's the one in Shanghai. Just one thing on the messaging, maybe I forgot to say. We did press announcement and press meetings also when we had a product launch. One of the latest ones we did was we did it in Fritz Hansen's showroom where there's only furniture, and we only invited female bloggers. No tech journalists, no one. I think we had 20 female bloggers. I mean, told me you cannot tweet, you cannot Instagram anything from because it's under embargo until midnight. And of course they tweeted. Everyone did. And they took pictures. So all the tech journalists started calling and saying, hey, what's happening? So we created a wave because all these females, were just tweeting along. So again, it's time to disrupt the communication platforms in an intelligent way. Product platform. Being a Scandinavian design, we always try to have some very distinct design DNA. So if you take this product, see if you can find out what is there. The logo tag should also always be on the product. It's here. The fabric and colors, this is cashmere wool, always there. Primary interface sits on top, always the same. Geometric shape, this is a cylinder. We have them in squares, we have them in rounds and stuff like that. And the white surface is also design DNA. So every time we design a product, we take the idea always comes, and the intention comes from a design DNA. So this product, we decided, okay, let's take the design DNA and go crazy. So we'd like to have a lot of colors. Colorful is very likable as a product feature. The thing is that we only took pictures of the very colorful speakers and put that in magazines. But 80% of the sales would be this one and this one. But again, we only promote it to the target audience, and then the female will tell her husband, I like this one, and then maybe they will compromise on the light gray one instead, right? So talk to the target audience, get the purchase from someone else. One thing we also introduced it's in all the speakers now, is that you can change your fabric. And that comes from if you have, say like a couch back home, you've got pillows, and you change the color of your pillows. what you do with your speakers. If you bought it in this color, maybe, and say, okay, now I've got the turquoise instead. Why should you not be able to take this off, as you can, just like this, and then apply another color? So this is again thinking of, go back to the DNA, design, interior. If that's the case, then you need to make it work like an interior product as well. So inherently in the product design is also the features of the target audience's needs, so to speak. So this is now standard in all the products that you can change the actual wool on the side. Lastly, the results. This became the fastest selling airplay speaker in the world when we released it in 2013. So it was a really smash hit at the time. Very good. We enjoyed 60% yearly growth from 2010 to 2013. And somehow we got noticed in Asia in June 14. So actually Libratone was acquired by an Asian consortium in June 14. Is now Asian in a Hong Kong-based consortium owned but still operate as a Danish company. So that's how we growth hacked our business. Thank you.